A washed-up actor, desperate to make a comeback, resorts to faking his own death to attract attention, planning to stage a dramatic return from the dead. But just as his manager rushes to the cemetery to rescue him, she is tragically involved in a car accident on the way. Nick, trapped inside the coffin, is now completely panicked because his manager was the only one who knew about his plan. Now he is utterly stuck in this cramped coffin. And the reason things have come to this is entirely due to Nick's own actions. Back when he was a big star, he was riding high, often using his top-tier status to force female actors into his trailer to discuss the script, and he would frequently act like a diva, deliberately making the crew wait for him for 5 hours. And that's not all. While filming, he even groped a female actor, which infuriated the director, since that actress was his wife. Over time, directors who knew Nick's temperament stopped offering him good roles, which left him with no work. On top of that, he was always a big spender, so he quickly burned through his savings. Unable to afford his former luxury home, he was forced to move into the slums. To make a living, he had no choice but to take on bit parts. Watching his former underlings now landing leading roles, he couldn't help but feel bitter. In order to get back to the top, he had to turn to his former agent and ask for advice. Although Nick had fallen on hard times out of old friendship, the agent still offered him a suggestion to fake his own death. The agent knew very well that Nick was penniless at the moment, so he promised to cover all the funeral expenses during the fake death. He was certain that when Nick came back to life, he would definitely return to the top, and the agent himself would benefit from it as well. After hearing these words, Nick was filled with excitement. Once the two of them reached an agreement, they wasted no time, and immediately went to the coffin shop to pick out a coffin, holding a grand fake funeral. But unexpectedly, due to a twist of fate, Nick ended up actually being trapped and dying inside the coffin. Just as he was on the brink of despair, Nick suddenly had a flash of inspiration. He used his phone to call a taxi for himself, and told the driver he was willing to pay $100,000 to hire him to come and dig up the grave to save him. But after hearing what Nick said, the driver immediately thought he was crazy, and hung up the phone without another word.